Hey English 102. If you are receiving this video, it's because you are currently enrolled in the summer session of English 102, section IN6 with me, Professor Shante White-Williams. Each week you're going to get a video from me that kind of briefly explains what you should be working on as we progress through the semester. And so this is our first video. So let's get started. So I skipped a few steps and jumped right into our Brightspace page for this semester. It's my hope, because you are English 102 students, that you already know how to navigate here. If not, my suggestion to you is to go to the SWIC homepage, www.swic.edu. There's an icon there that will allow you to log into Brightspace directly. You use the same password and student number that you use for everything else here. And of course, it has that two-step verification thing, so you'll need your SWIC email. If you have not been through that process, do it first. If you have any problems with that process, being an online student, of course, we have assistance available to you through the Technology Center, the library, and the Success Centers on every campus. I have to emphasize to you, though, you chose an all online class. So if these are things that are difficult for you, please go in and get help tutoring now. It will save you a bunch of time and headache as we move forward, as I don't spend a lot of time explaining how to use the technology in this class. You will need to have access to both Brightspace, your eStorm account, and your student email initially. And it is suggested that you have a Gmail account so that you have better access to the Google materials that are supplied to you. You don't have to have it, but it is absolutely suggested. All right. With that said, this is the way it looks when you first jump into our Brightspace page. It's my suggestion that everybody start by going to the page that says content. You'll see here at the very top is our overview, and it explains that in this class we do use Brightspace, but we do use it limitedly. So in this class, we use it to submit all assignments, to communicate with each other through our weekly discussion boards. You have one due every week. Your materials are here, but I do think it's very much easier to use and view them in Google. So we're going to start here. Directly in this overview link, you will see a link to your class Google class space. It's here, you have access to it, you don't have to log into anything, and it will hold all of your assignments, their complete explanations, examples of those assignments, as well as your course guide and your course calendar. Let me be clear, those things are also housed in Brightspace too. You can see them right over here on the side, right? But this link has everything all in one space. So we're going to start there. Pretty simple. It's what it looks like. There's an assignments folder, has all of your assignments and examples in it. Your course guide, which is what I suggest you start with, read that first. It will have everything overviewed, in your class calendar, right? Every week, logging into your class calendar is going to be important, because you'll see when it opens up, it has the current week first. This is week 1. So everything that you need to do in that week, have access to in that week, is listed here. I suggest you kind of use it like a checklist. It's week 1. Did I read the course guide? Did I watch the videos that were assigned to me? Did I read the project that we're going to start on first? Did I read my chapter? And then the things that you need to do in the class that week are listed at the bottom. So things to complete in week 1. You absolutely have to do your first discussion board. You absolutely have to respond to the email that I sent you. And you need to do a class preferences survey. Week 1 is pretty simple. Also in this calendar, right? You have all of the information that you need for how to understand the calendar. These are the things that are noted. You have your assignments overview, which is going to briefly explain every assignment in the class, how many points it's worth, and when it's due. And then the full calendar. It's summer, so Lord knows, I hope anyway, you all have all kinds of cool things planned. If you need to be thinking ahead, you want to get an idea of what weeks are better to travel or what you might need to submit before you're going out of town, everything that we're going to do is listed here for you. So again, your class calendar is going to be your best friend, right? So in this class, the class always starts on a Tuesday and everything is due on Monday, right? In that week. So please keep up. It is asynchronous. You don't have to do it at any particular time. You just have to get it in by the due date. And due dates are hard and fast. This is college. It's English 102. This ain't your first class here. So with that said, I expect things to either be submitted early or on time. There will be no allowance given for late work. So keep that in mind as you're planning your semester. All right, so I want to go ahead and pause and go back to our Brightspace page so I can at least show you how to do what is due this week. All right, so here we are back in Brightspace. As I mentioned a second ago, every week you have a discussion that you have to complete. In order to access that discussion, you're going to go to the link that says Course Tools Discussions. We are on week 1, so you can read the instructions here. It tells you what to post, both in the subject line and in the message box, and then what to do when you get ready to reply. For my purposes, I think it's easier to always just hit the link. The links in Brightspace are always blue. This one says week 1, so I know I'm in the right week. All of the instructions are still here. I'm going to read them, and then I'm going to press start a new thread. This allows me to be able to put in the subject line what it says here, what you prefer to be called this semester, and your preferred pronouns, and then in the message box. It simply said in no particular order, write in 3 things about yourself that are true and 1 thing that's not true, and post a picture that you believe captures your personality or your priorities. It can be anything that you like. We're starting here because in English 102, the onus of this, right, is being able to do first, primary and secondary research to be able to weed through information, determine what you think is valid, not valid, how to use it, and then to compose with that. Composition is putting those pieces together to communicate a whole. The name of the class is Rhetoric and Composition, and that rhetoric comes first for a reason. Rhetoric means effective communication, not that you just understand the words, but that you are moving a conversation. You are moving an idea forward. And we're going to focus on those things in that order this semester. And this is where we're going to start. Something easy to help us think about information, to think about what we believe when we receive it, and also to get to know each other as this is an online class. As I said, each week you will have a discussion board. This is our classroom space where we work together, where we talk about concepts, where we get help from each other. All of that happens here in our discussion boards. So last, after you've put in your subject line information, your message box information, you're required to reply to at least 4 of your classmates. Your replies can be a question or a comment, but I'm hoping in this one, you try to find the lie, right? Which one of these things is not true about your classmates? And that, again, we get to know each other just a little bit. All right, y'all. So that's week 1. I know starting any online class, especially, well, any new class, but any online class especially, can be a bit daunting. So this week is kind of easy in that I'm hoping that you look around, you get to know the materials, email me, you have to anyway. Any questions that you have, I'd much rather you send me a question and me get back to you than you spend hours trying to, find it and get frustrated with the class. So let's not do that. I'm hoping that we have an awesome semester. This is one of my very favorite classes to teach, and it's summer, so we're going to be pretty laid back with it. So looking forward to getting to know each and one of you, and good luck.